Hey, what's going on, guys? How is everybody doing today? My name is Boris Kaykov with the Kaykov podcast. Today, we're talking about one of the toughest businesses in New York City, a coffee shop. Please tell me a
Yeah.
bit about yourself first before we dive into the business aspect.
So my name is Arslan. I'm from Turkmenistan.
Mm-hmm.
I came to US 8 years ago. I never thought that I'm gonna open a coffee shop
Okay.
or I'll be in a coffee industry. Uh, I liked coffee,
Mm-hmm.
like
Just like an
on a
average American. Okay.
yeah. Maybe I didn't understand that much about coffee, but I was still when I started drinking coffee. I don't know. Usually people start with some milky drinks, latte, cappuccinos.
Correct.
I started with Americano because at that time, I didn't know what was Americano. So I just heard in the movies. Like in my country, it was not popular back then. Like
Mm-hmm.
in early 2000s, there was no coffee shops. We were drinking like 3-in-1 packages, that
Yeah, of course. The
Golden
pre-made
Eagle,
one.
yeah, pre-made ones. You put the boiling water and you make
Yes,
yourself
yes.
a
Old
coffee,
school
right?
style.
Yeah, that's what I thought that was a coffee. And then when I was in Ukraine, Ukraine has bigger establishment on a coffee. So I always heard in like cappuccinos, Americanos. I know that words. So I was looking at the menu. I was like, let me get Americano. Like then I got the Americano, and that I realized that was a black coffee. At that time, I put sugar, and I really liked how the real coffee tastes. So and black, not
Mm-hmm.
adding the milk.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got used to it. Then I was drinking every day. Before with the study, I was also working on
Mm-hmm.
the side.
Here in New York
No,
or there?
in Ukraine,
In
yeah.
Ukraine, yes.
So
Okay.
I had to keep me energized all the time because I was literally sleeping in the school. I
Wow.
was looking at the professor's face and I was
Falling
falling
asleep.
asleep. Yeah.
Wow.
Then I had to drink like couple cups of coffee a day.
That's insane.
That's how I got introduced to the coffee.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what enticed you to actually go into the coffee industry?
Uh, I think in this case, it's because there's several factors. It's because I'm immigrant. First of all, I can't open like hedge funds. I can't open
You can,
factory.
but maybe
Maybe,
later. Maybe later.
maybe, yeah. But
You have to get your feet
you
wet
don't have
first.
supplies for that. If you're immigrant, you start from the zero.
Absolutely.
So you paid lowest salary, and you can't just jump into the bigger thing, like even to the trucking industry.
Of course.
So yeah, that's then I realized like every other people who I meet, they want to open coffee shop actually. So I was working in that
Industry.
industry. Yeah,
Hmm.
I was working part time barista, and at nighttime I was working at the Turkish restaurant as a waiter. In the restaurants, usually people hungry and they kind of a little bit angry. When people hungry, they kind of angry and they always want it faster, faster uh, to brought out the food. And it's a completely different. Coffee shop has different vibes. So I like the coffee shop vibes.
Hmm.
So if you ask why I want to open a coffee shop instead of restaurant, that's why.
It's easier
Yeah.
to maintain
That's what everybody thinks actually about coffee shops. But there's a lot of small details.
behind the scenes.
Yes,
I
yes.
understand. I understand.
Almost same process, but just we don't have a cooking oil or something, but almost similar.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you have already 3 coffee shops, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, we have 3 locations.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And
2
are you planning to open up more?
yeah, I was actually about to get the space last year December.
What happened?
Yeah, then I kind of
Backed out.
stopped backed out, yeah, because rent was
Not
we
cheap.
got a deal on the rent, but
Mm-hmm.
still I was not 100% sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the 3 coffee shops that you opened, they're fully functional,
Yes.
automated already. You already have a system in place, and you know
Yes.
how everything works. What time? This, that, the next.
It's mostly automated,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but I have a little 20% control every day by the group chats, by talking to my employees.
Of course, of course.
Yeah.
How did you fund your first coffee shop? I'm sure it was hard. You were working two jobs.
Yeah.
Did you have any partners in the beginning? Did you borrow money? How did that work out? Did you invest a lot of money in your first coffee shop, or it was like something that you bought existing and you switched it off?
So I had during these periods, I had gathered up like around $35,000,
Okay,
but
not enough.
obviously it's
Of
not
course,
enough
of
to open
course,
any business in New York City, right?
absolutely.
And during COVID, I was spectating the market, so I was kind of uh, day trading, like a small day trading on a Robinhood too. So at same time, I was seeing that a lot of companies going down, um, and then my friend got to open around 9 shops during that time.
Coffee shops.
Yeah, and he told me he told me that most of the places has cheaper rents, and I was thinking same thing too. And then I started looking up. So it took me like 1 year to
To find
find
the
a
first
space.
location.
Yes.
1 year.
Yeah.
How did you know that this first location is it? Is that what made you to open up the second and third one? This is what motivated you?
Uh, for that question, yes. But before getting that space, I was denied a lot of spaces because I have no
Zero
history.
credibility.
Yeah, history in the United
So
States.
how did you
Yeah,
manage
it's too
to?
young.
Mhm.
History
How old
credit.
were you when you opened up your first one?
Uh, 27, I think. Yeah,
27.
yeah,
Okay.
27,
Beautiful.
around 27, 28. But the thing is, the what I mean young is a credit history
Of
young.
course, I totally
Yeah.
understand. You have no credibility. Who's
Yes.
gonna trust you
Yes.
with the rest with a coffee shop that
Yeah.
you have never been involved in?
Yeah. When I was meeting like commercial real estate presenters and
Yes.
landlords,
Yes.
I get into the room and they looking back like anyone else coming because I'm 30 years old, but I look much younger.
Yes.
They people say like
Definitely
22.
younger than me.
Yeah. So they were concerned like is this young buck can do something or yeah.
Exactly. I don't know if the first couple of months you had to pay out of pocket for rent. I'm sure you had those struggles. How did that play out?
So the amount I invested is 75K,
Okay, is
uh,
that including the rent, the
including
renovation?
my cash gatherings
Hmm.
and credit cards.
Hmm.
Uh,
You maxed
yeah,
everything out
no bank gave me a credit
alone.
line
Wow.
or credit loan,
Of
so I
course.
had to use the credit cards.
Wow.
That
I mean, there's people who don't even have credit cards
yeah,
who have bad credit,
yeah.
but you manage to have a good credit, have credit cards at least to pay with that, and then little by little pay it off a month at a time. Yes?
No,
No?
actually, my personal credit cards has lower limit.
Correct.
Even though I had 750 credit score,
Hmm.
but
Your
still
limit was like maybe 2,000,
two
5,000.
thousand
Yes,
dollars. You
I
can't
agree.
do anything with
You
the two
can
thousand, and
nothing.
uh, they not they're not even increasing that balance. So it was 2,000 straight, and so I went to the YouTube and I checked some videos about how to get money from somewhere where I
Nice.
can get money,
Nice.
funding,
You were
growing. Yeah,
motivated. You were motivated. That's what
yeah,
it's all about. I tell
yeah.
you, I feel like there's people who are not aggressive and building themselves up. And then there's people like you who are going to find a way. And that's what it's all about, finding a way to make it. And I feel like I think you're doing that, and you're an example to people who want to strive to do better for themselves and to take it to the next level.
You know, with those kind of people who has like obsession about doing something, like if you get involved in a fitness, you get obsessed. Like I'm one of those kind of people. There's a bad sides about it and good sides about it. Like I got sick with opening up that first location. I wasn't sleeping. I was thinking.
24/7.
I scrolled all the commercial real estate through LoopNets, through business sites. Yeah, I contacted a lot of commercial real estate
Okay.
agents. Yeah, so I couldn't sleep until I made it.
How many square feet is your first location?
1,200.
12. Oh, so it's not a
Yeah.
small space.
Yeah, there's a second floor.
And
But
there's a
it's
second floor.
yeah.
That's nice.
No, with the second floor, it's
Oh, so it's a
yeah.
duplex, like a duplex.
Yeah.
Two
They
floors.
counted with the air
That's the
and
one
the
in the
height
city or in Brooklyn?
in city,
In
a
the city.
city.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you managed to have your first location in the city. That's balls.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, an average person will open up not too far from their house in Brooklyn, in Queens,
Yeah.
whatever it is, but you went straight to the top. You open up. Listen, have you ever thought about coming to America and opening something in Manhattan? I travel when I go on vacations, and every person that I speak to, and I say that I'm from New York, and it's their dream to come to New York,
Yeah.
but they feel like it's, oh, I'm gonna come to New York, I'm gonna be a multimillionaire, but obviously it's not that simple.
Yeah.
You had sleepless nights, I'm sure, a lot of stress that you had to go through in order to get to where you are today.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah, I never thought that I will open any business in Manhattan. I was thinking like I heard of rent prices like 22K for the store. I was like, I'm never gonna open a store in
In
Manhattan.
Manhattan.
Yeah,
So how did that play out?
COVID, it was an opportunity
Oh,
time.
that was I tell
Yeah,
you
COVID is changed a lot of
a lot.
people. Like
I
there's a
totally
new
agree.
money came.
Yes.
Yeah, new blood. So
I tell you this much with COVID, if you there's a lot of people who I speak to, and they say, I wish I can stop time for a moment and to gather my thoughts and to finish what I have to do. I think COVID was that time to do so.
yes,
And I think obviously a lot of people passed away. It was a pandemic, it was a little craziness, but people who took advantage of that moment made it big. Yes or
yeah,
no?
yeah,
It gave them enough strength to do the proper research to really get out of your seat and go get it.
yes,
Do
yes,
you agree?
yes.
Your first Instagram post in 2021, you said, "Let's do this." What did that moment feel like for you?
Uh, I set it up I set it up the store, and the store was ready. Supplies were there. Everything was ready. It was incredible. I couldn't believe that I'm opening a shop in Manhattan,
That's what
and
I'm saying. In Manhattan,
it's not just Manhattan. It's a midtown, most expensive area. Yeah.
that's what it is. How much is the rent there like? I know you took advantage,
Yeah. I
but
took advantage, and I can't tell
you
because
can't.
I love my landlords because
That's good.
fortunately, my first landlords were the best landlords. I think I got lucky with them because they were so nice, and um, it it took them maybe a couple days to decide to give that space to me. So yeah, that was really lucky location.
Nice.
So
So this is
this
your
was a breaker.
deal
Yeah,
breaker.
yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. And your other location you have two locations in Brooklyn?
We have two in Manhattan
Oh,
and
two in
one
Manhattan,
in Brooklyn. Yeah,
one in Brooklyn.
yeah.
And how many square feet are those locations?
Uh, the second location in Manhattan, it's like 700 square feet.
700 square
Yeah,
feet.
and the Brooklyn location has, I think, if I'm not wrong, 1,700. There's like 39 sittings available.
So do you believe in the quote that they say about America and finding a land of opportunities? Do you feel like this is it?
Oh, definitely. It's like I came with a zero and
That's what I'm.
zero connection. So in America, if you work hard enough, you can make it. There's no excuses
There's no excuses. I
unless
definitely believe that.
it's a health issues. But rather than that, I don't see any um,
You married?
excuses.
You married?
Yeah, I'm
Kids?
married right now.
Very nice. How
Yeah,
many years are you married?
I married last year, August. Yeah,
Zaltov. Congratulations.
thank you, thank you.
Very
She's
nice.
actually Jewish too.
No
Yeah.
way. Wow. Nice. How did you guys meet?
She's from Belarus.
Nice.
Yeah, we met at the Russian neighborhood, Shipset Bay.
Nice. Of
Yeah,
course. Where else?
yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah,
How's the marriage going for you?
it's good.
It's good?
I never thought that I will find the person who have so much in common. Like it's like a balance, you know.
Of
She's
course.
not eh, like exact same as me, but she's completely different. But at the same time, we kind of filled in each other. So we,
Nice.
yeah,
Let me say this
harmony.
into her benefit. I'm gonna say she's the better half.
Yes, of course. I'm the lazy half.
I'm lazy. I don't know about lazy.
You,
Probably
no,
when
no,
you
no.
when you come home, you want to just relax and you want to
No, no,
lazy
no.
out.
Actually, a lot of people think that I'm really hard. I love working hard.
Correct.
But you know what they say in former USSR countries?
What is it?
Like lazy people make it well so they don't have to do it again, the
Correct.
job.
Yes.
So I'm that person. I was waking up at 4:30 a.m. to open the coffee shop at 5 a.m. to get there 5
Get
a.m.
there.
and open at 6. So that drove me crazy. I was like, am I this much? Am I worse? Like,
Is it worth that
yeah.
kind of struggle?
When I was looking at people who's waking up at 9 and going to their 9 to the 5 jobs,
Yes.
I was thinking off, you know, they hate office jobs in United States.
Mm-hmm.
People hate 9 to 5.
Yes.
But I was looking at them and I was admiring, like, I want to go office. I want to have great
Suit, tie.
suits. Yeah, I don't want to frothing milk. That's why that's motivated me working hard. So
It's good.
now I have my own time. I'm managing my own time. I wake up when I want to wake up. I
Nice.
go to sleep when I want to sleep.
Nice.
Yeah. That's what the goal. That was the
that
goal.
is
Not the money.
American dream, as they call it.
Not the money.
Not the money.
I can earn less, but that freedom that gives me business, it's the most important thing.
Do you consider yourself hands-on on a daily basis in all those locations? Do you go there every day?
I go there every day just because I don't have anything else beside that yet.
Do you have a
So,
manager in each location?
No. The thing with a small business is if you start putting managers, you're not making any money.
Agreed.
Yeah, unless we get really big, like at least 10 locations, then I can put the people to manage it.
If you would open up the location of your dreams, where would I know you're already midtown? I mean, what else can you say more than that?
Yeah.
But where else, anywhere in the world, where would it be?
If I had to choose between New York City location and hometown, I would choose New York City
Of course.
because I even found a location in West Village. So that's my
Next.
favorite location in
Uh-huh.
New York City. West
Nice.
Village
Yes,
feels
yes.
really good. Yeah.
Very
So
nice.
next
So
shop probably will gonna be there.
how do you consider yourself different from all the other franchise chains and mom and pop coffee shops that are around?
Quality of coffee and the customer care,
Customer service?
customer service. Yeah. So I hire the people who is really has a charisma and talking to people, really nice. They like every other. There's no like they selecting the people to be nice. They nice to everyone that comes in.
Correct. How do you
So
filter those type of employees?
um usually I talk to them, I interview them.
You feel them out.
Yeah, I fill them out. And also, most of our employees are suggested by other employees. So they know that person is in real life. The problem with the big chains is they got too big, they got too busy. Now they have no control on customer service and the quality of the
So what do you
drinks.
do there?
You know why? Because I'll get back to your question.
Sure.
Because baristas is changing like every other
Changing the
day.
game.
Yeah, baristas they don't work long period on the company. You know, they are between of something. Like they are between of studying in universities and working on their
Like a student job, basically.
yes.
I hear you.
So they always change.
They change.
Yeah,
So
that's
how
why
do you
it's hard to
manage?
keep the quality.
So I'm sure there's employees who just the don't even come in to work. And I'm sure you had that. They just quit and don't even say anything. They
Yeah,
disappear. Or they text you and say,
yeah,
you know what? I don't want to work anymore. I'm sure you had that.
yeah. I
So
had
how do you
those
manage that?
days. Since I worked in this industry, I can always cover, but it didn't happen a lot. Other employees covering up if someone leaves. So Well, by this time, so far we're doing okay on that.
Nice.
Yeah, if someone leaves unnoticed.
Opening up your second and third location, was it easier for you, or there were certain struggles that you went through?
Third location was much easier than previous locations
Hmm.
because first of all, landlords see you have a business
Of course.
and they more willingly to give you, and they're more willing to get a into negotiations of reducing a little bit the rent.
Of
Yeah.
course. Of course.
So yeah, it was easier than opening the other shops.
How does it work with passing the inspections of having a barista or like a whole coffee situation? Not every landlord wants a restaurant or a coffee
Yeah.
shop in his building. How does that play out?
Inspections are really fair in this country
Hmm. You think
comparing
so?
to other countries. Yeah. Uh, Not always. Sometimes it depends on a person too who's working.
Hmm.
Because if he's in a bad mood, he's gonna give you a lot of fines. But he's not wrong though. Can find if you want to find a problem, you can find always because it's a food industry. Like every other thing could be a problem. But we keeping the quality yet. Uh, I got fined only once. Yeah.
Okay.
Rather than that, we're getting A's always, and uh, we keep stores are
Clean.
clean. Yeah, once you build a system how to keep it clean, you don't have to worry much because you have baristas have a system that couldn't be avoided. So
Correct.
they stores always clean. Also, uh, when I worked in New York, they don't hire cleaning ladies. Not a lot of places hire cleaning ladies.
Really.
Yeah, so we have a cleaning lady that comes once in a week and makes a general cleaning.
General clean.
Yeah, so
Heavy duty.
no grease, no yeah anything.
Nice. But day to day, you have your employees who just, clean up
Yeah,
after
yeah, yeah, yeah.
themselves. Nice. So besides coffee, what else is there on the menu that you offer?
We have a traditional uh, pierogies like
You do in-house?
pirashki,
Yeah, pirashki. Okay.
pirashki.
Uh-huh.
So it's
Pierogies, I think they
pretty
call them.
famous back in USSR
Correct.
countries, right?
Correct.
So
So you brought a European
no,
twist to New York.
yes,
Nice.
yes.
Nice.
It's
Do
the
you make it
vibes
in-house?
is no, we have a bakery, Uzbek bakery that
Hmm.
makes the
Nice.
pierogies,
In
and
Brooklyn?
yeah, in
Nice.
Brooklyn. And we have also quiches, French quiches. We have a French guy. He has a bakeries. He has 3 locations, so I get from him real French quiches. Yeah.
Was that part of the menu from the beginning, or you changed it up with the vendors a little bit here and there?
No, that was since I worked with that French bakery before opening the shop. I
Oh,
knew they had a good
nice.
product.
You're a genius.
Yeah, so all of course I implement a lot of new products every season and see how it works. But if it doesn't work, we remove those.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice. So I see you're constantly posting on social media, on Instagram.
yeah.
Do you feel that the social media, Instagram, really helping you elevate your brand more?
I don't feel that much yet,
Hmm.
but uh, there's certain percentage of people that comes to the shop uh, l- because of the videos. Like we had a like sometimes Canadian tourist came and hey, I watch
And they
you.
block it?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, yeah. He bought a coffee and it was a family. They bought a coffee and they were happy. And also a lot of since we have a community of Russian language speaking former USSR
Of
countries
course.
in
Of course.
Shipset Bay, Brighton Beach. A lot of those guys come to it just wondering, like they know me that I'm doing this uh, activity. I have also my personal blog, so that's why they
Mm.
know me and they come to visit.
Nice. So
But
you indirectly
yeah,
talking about your coffee shops
yeah,
also.
yeah, yeah.
Nice. You're a genius.
But I'm believing in the future. If we keep doing those videos,
Absolutely.
it's gonna go to the bigger market as American um, customers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So how do you entice an average person to come into your place? What marketing tactics are you using?
Marketing tactics, basically, like most of our videos are humor.
Hmm.
Humor?
Humor.
Yeah, humor.
But you're
So
saying social media is not 100% working.
yeah,
Is it mainly people who are in the area
yeah,
who just came in to try your coffee?
yes,
They
yes,
like it, they come again.
yes,
And basically, as
yeah.
soon as you get them in, you get them in.
Even we have a customers who subscribed it, like thousands, right? I see them; they're not even liking. So when your business page on Instagram or TikTok, unless you're a phenomenon, like a really
Like,
unique phenomenon,
yes, yes.
it's hard to get reaction from the people.
I
So
believe it.
you gotta do constantly
You have
like
to be consistent. I totally,
consistent. Yeah.
totally. How do you were there times where you spent money on certain advertising but it didn't really go anywhere? There's no traction. How does that work for you? You know, when we some fairs that I'm sure people in the neighborhood come to you from schools, advertisements that you tried, some campaigns that you tried, and it worked or it didn't work for you.
I tried to do discounts
Mm-hmm.
on products like on certain days,
Mm-hmm.
but it didn't work well.
It didn't work well.
Yeah, it didn't
So, what
work
other
well.
tactics do you think work the best?
Google Maps, like managing Google Maps is really
Google My Business.
important.
Uh huh.
Yeah, Google My Business, and you can advertise there,
Of
but
course.
you have to know how to properly advertise it
Correct. With
because
the
you can't
proper
just,
demographics.
there's like they made not right now the social bigger companies, they made it easier to promote. Like now everyone can press the promote button and they promote it, but it doesn't work. You still have to do have the knowledge to go to their website and they put the characteristics on the
Criteria.
ads, yeah,
Hmm.
criteria on the ads to make it work well.
Correct.
Yeah.
If you were a regular coffee drinker, which coffee in the franchise industry that is out there, besides your own, which one do you think is underrated?
Abbotsford Coffee, that's Australian guys.
Hmm.
They have they roast the coffees too. So really good. You know what I noticed about Australians? They really they have a good knowledge on coffee. I think uh, in Australia even the coffee competitivity is really high than United States market.
Really? Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
so they have to
You're.
keep the quality. Yeah,
That's true. That is true.
yeah. I like Two Hands, which also they have a good coffee.
Never heard of.
Yeah, I like Variety Coffee too, but they pretty famous, but they don't have a lot of locations. But
Hmm.
it's a good coffee.
Between the two, Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts, which one?
If I had to choose, I would go probably with the burned coffee of Starbucks.
Burnt coffee of Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
Dunkin' is too watery. I don't feel any effect on.
Best franchise coffee shop in New York. Options: Paris Baguette, McDonald's, Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts.
I think La Cabra,
Where are they located? They're in New York?
Manhattan. Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
They have a lot of franchises?
yeah. They have through Europe franchises, but it's a small chain.
Hmm.
But I can't compare to the other chains like McDonald's.
What motto of coffee shops are you taking that you implementing in yours?
I'm taking.
Like, who are you looking at and you're saying, you know what, I can use that there and, apply it in my coffee shop?
I like Gregor's coffee. On that, I don't like their coffee, but
Correct.
the
Their marketing,
business structure and
bigger
marketing,
structure. Nice.
I really like it.
Do you still
It
do?
gives a cool vibes that people like regular people can get. They can see themselves in that. Like it doesn't seem like Starbucks, which is over like it's a big chain,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
corporate minds.
Correct.
So people has to relate to the business.
Correct.
That's
I
why we're
agree.
trying to keep it humor also. Yeah.
That's nice. So, but how many locations do they have? They also have a lot of locations. Yeah.
I think they have 20 locations or something.
Really?
Yeah. Also, they expanding out of the New York City, and I think that's a really great tactic because New York City's competitiveness is really hard right now. So there's a lot of cities that's growing, and outside the states, like smaller cities outside the New York State. So I think I see potential there. The specialty coffee is coming to the small cities, I think. When you drive up uptown, upstate.
Mm-hmm.
You see small cities, but they have like only big chains,
Correct.
Dunkin'
Correct.
Donuts,
Yes. Yes.
Starbucks,
Yes.
or
Yes.
something like Wendy's.
Yes.
So it's really boring. You can't eat that thing. So specialty coffee is coming to the small towns.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think. And I might, in the future, if I want to expand, I want to expand outside
Are you
New
looking for
York
something
City.
already?
I'm looking. I'm observing.
You're saying in the village you want to do. Don't
Yeah.
forget to invite me to the grand opening.
Okay.
So, what right now you're gonna invest right now into another coffee shop? Let's say, based on how much money you have right now, how much more are you gonna invest than your average beginning times? You know what I mean? Like right now, what will it take to invest? Meaning to open up another coffee shop. How much are you gonna? Because the prices are is premium right now with the construction, with the permits. It's not easy.
It's not easy. That's why, since I don't have a lot of budget and I don't have a
You
lot of
try to.
credit lines,
Mhm.
I'm trying to find the places which are pre-ready for the to open up the shop, and
Mhm.
also at same time there's a lot of good traffic, and the amount of the rent prices, reasonable price, because if you have like a 20K
Right.
rent,
It's gonna
there's
be hard.
much
Or
people you can take in a day. There's a cap on the
is
traffic.
there?
There's a traffic cap.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a cap.
I didn't know that.
There's
You never thought about opening up like those coffee stations, where you can move around?
coffee stations like mobile food
Yeah,
vendors.
yes.
Yeah, I thought about that too, but it needs a lot of what do you call it? Maintenance. A
Yeah.
lot of maintenance. Yeah, you need separate people to maintain like charging the gases and other things.
Mhm. Mhm.
And there's no toilet, so
So
worker
what do you think to open up a coffee shop? How much gonna take? Let's say if you have an
empty box
empty box. We're talking about 250, 300,
at least 200K
at least
for empty
200K.
box at least
Empty from
200.
A to Z.
Yeah.
And we don't know where it's gonna go, but it's a chance.
Yes, I know those kind of. Some of my friends opened like that.
So how much research do you do before opening up a location? Like how do you know? Obviously you're gonna look at traffic, you're gonna look at people. Are you gonna be there for a couple of days in a row, just looking, making sure that this is the spot? You see how much traction, how much people are walking,
Yeah,
and I mean, the more people are walking in the area, the more expensive the rent is gonna be.
yeah,
Isn't that the case?
yes, yes. I always research before even considering getting that location, rather than getting that location. So I go there in the morning. I get coffee somewhere on the road, and I sit in my car and watch the traffic, counting the people passing by. I don't count, like I count only people that passing by near that shop.
Mm-hmm,
I don't
mm-hmm.
count in front of the road or on the other side of the street. So only traffic from coming from that side. And I see my uh, customers. So what do you call it? My main customers. So you can't count everybody.
Of course.
Yeah, you can't count. So you just figure out, is that my customer or not? Is that
But
guy
you
like
already know because
specialty
you
coffee
yes,
or not? Yeah,
yes, yes. I hear you.
yeah.
So, what are the three mistakes that you have done in business that in opening up the coffee shops or just in general? What are the three mistakes that you would avoid now?
Don't rush to get that space. Like sometimes people get go see the available space and they get in love
Right
with it.
away, yeah.
They got they get romantical. I say don't get romantical with the space.
Don't go in with your heart. Go with the
Yes.
gut, as
Yeah.
they say.
Americans used to reading the contracts. I wasn't that good with the contracts.
Wow.
So I should have get help with the lease deals, like lease contracts.
Of course.
So that's, I think that's another mistake.
Do you have
And
a lawyer now that looks at it? How do you do it? Or you
now,
review it
yes.
yourself?
Before I didn't
Of
have it.
course.
Yeah.
It's understandable. Listen,
Yes.
doing it from scratch, you got to build somehow.
Yes.
Mhm.
I was cheap, and they didn't want to spend a lot of money when I was opening, because I want to grow fast. In 1.5 year, we opened 3 locations.
Wow.
That's why every
Within a
penny
year?
was within 1.5 years. Yeah.
Wow. Within 1.5 years, you opened
Yes.
three
Yes. Yes.
locations.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Since banks they didn't loan me the money, I was loaning from the Square. Square is the app we use for the
Correct.
yeah.
Credit card
So
merchants.
they count your transactions and they see how
Oh,
much
say
money
they
they can
loan.
give you. Yeah. So I
Nice.
was getting from the Square.
What's the
There's
rate?
big fees with
That's
them.
what I'm saying. What's the rate that they're charging you? Charging a
I
lot.
think 12%. That's a lot.
That's insane.
It is.
Would you consider getting partners?
Yes, for bigger projects, like let's say there's like a huge space that
Hmm.
needs like 300K, I would not go there alone
Hmm. But you would do
right
your due
now.
diligence. And
Yeah.
so let's say for another location, you would get a partner, but the partner will say that, you know what, I'm interested, I'll become your partner,
Hmm.
but I'm willing to go into partnership with you if you give me all the locations. What do you think about that?
I would do it. I don't mind. As I said, even with the space, even with your business, uh, don't get romanticized. Like romanticized. Don't get in love with your
Well,
shop.
you're correct.
If you have to close it, you need to close it.
Correct.
Yeah,
So for the right price, you sell everything you
of
have
course,
going on.
of course. Yeah,
Awesome. I like that.
yeah,
You build to sell.
yeah,
American strategy.
yeah,
That's what they say.
yeah.
So for the young people who are maybe even lazy or don't want to get out of their asses and work hard, what would you tell them today besides working your ass off?
I think they need to find out their dream. Like my dream was by 30 years old, uh, I would have my own free time and I would work on my own free time. Yeah, I started working really early at ninth grade in school. I was even even though I wasn't old enough to work in a al-
You were hustling.
yeah, I was hustling. So yeah, I was in a beer shop. I was selling beers.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's what I didn't want. I didn't want to be under control of someone.
Correct.
So that was my dream. That what motivated me. Also helping my mom, since she was a only
Single
parent.
mother.
Yeah, single mother and 2 kids.
Wow.
It was hard times and
You have an
that
older sibling or a younger
younger
sibling?
sibling.
Younger sibling
So
here.
yeah, in my country, I'm the one who's considered as
The breadwinner.
yeah. So
Wow.
that's why I had to do something.
Nice.
So that
I-
what motivated me.
So a lot of motivation.
Yeah, a lot of motivation. So you have to, I mean, something has to bother you. Like something has to bother you. It could be anything. Like if you are healthy enough and you're like, oh, I hate like waking up at 7 a.m. I don't want to go to that guy's job. I don't want him to be my boss.
Correct.
Something should motivate
You don't
you.
want to
Or
build his future.
yeah, or you're living with your parents and parents annoying you like,
Yeah.
what you did? Who are you?
I,
Yeah, don't
I know
listen.
exactly what
Yeah,
you're talking about. I totally understand. Arslan, this was gold. Honestly, I think you're gonna touch a lot of people. Check him out, Arvaci Coffee on Instagram. It was a pleasure. Thank you very much.
thanks for inviting me.
Thank you for being here and inspiring people all over the world. God
Okay.
bless. Thank you.